If she came home and put back the 500 grand into my pocket that I spent for that program, which she would not do, but if she did, it would leave her with about, I think I did the math, I have it somewhere, it would leave her with about 30,000 Jamaican dollars. So you're going to spend 500 grand to come home with 30,000? That doesn't make no damn sense. And I did it based on an hourly wage with taxes taken out at a point that she told me $18 an hour, which you're not going to make. So I did it more reasonable at $12 an hour, which is still debatable that you would make $12 an hour. But I think I did it at $10 or $12 an hour. Conservatively speaking, it would be 500 grand. And I declined. But she came to me one night, we were going to have dinner, and she said, Bobby, I'm trying to get through with this program on my own. She didn't say it in those words, but basically she said that she had to go pay a deposit or something, she needed 20 grand. She actually texted me for that 20 grand, and I have that text on my phone still. So, without question, I gave, borrow. So without question, I gave her the 20 grand. When we finally split up and all that stuff, and she came for her bedhead that was up in my apartment, and I'll get to that story in part 4 or 5, I said, I want my 20 grand back that you took up from me in December. And sure enough, she was at least had the decency. The boys came over to take up the bedhead, and they gave me the 20 grand right there at the gate before they even stepped inside. Good for her. The one good thing she's ever done. Decent thing. That she knew that was a loan. But she never paid it, you see, for 5 months. I had to remind her. Anyway, I'm sidetracked again. That was last year. Let me get back to 2021 and 2022, because those two kind of get jumbled a little bit. We did a lot of different things. Like I said, we went to Sumfest by 22. Spent a whole heap of money for her to go. All inclusive, like I said, all inclusive meaning she didn't put out a dime. Transportation, food, the outfits that I bought her like 3 different outfits. Or was it this last year? No, it was 23 that I bought her the outfits. 4 different outfits I bought her because she couldn't decide one between the other and all that stuff. So I went on Shein and I bought her different outfits to go to Sumfest and all that stuff. I think that was 22 that we went. But anyway, no, I have to go back. I'm going to go back tonight on 21 and 22 text. We did so much texting. If it wasn't a text, it was a voice note. If it wasn't a voice note, it was a video call. If it wasn't a video call, it was a phone call. Every fucking day. One day, maybe 2 would go by without us communicating. Maybe. But that was an anomaly if it ever happened. That wasn't normal. So yeah, I'm going to go through all of that stuff and try and succinctly tell more of the story, more of the detail and all that stuff. Because I think all these videos that I'm making and how she just took all the time and begged and never once said, except for that one time she said stop with the Digicel credit when I was doing it for every Sunday. That's the only time that she ever declined any of my stuff. But otherwise, she never declined. And it would seem to me that at some point, if there's not some type of reciprocation or some type of quid pro quo that you do for me or I do for you, that type of thing that goes on between most normal people. I have a friend, Ron, who helped me move last year, and he traveled probably 25-30 miles just to help me move a refrigerator. And before he left, and it took like 5 minutes or less for us to move the refrigerator. He's like, you owe me one. I'm like, duh. Like, that's what you do. You just do for other people. She never offered to do nothing. Not only did she not get me anything, she never offered clip my nails, give me a massage, wash my car, clean my apartment. There's so many things she could have done for free as a payback. Bobby, you've done so much for me over the years. Let me do something for you. And again, like I said on the other video, give me the power to turn you down. Let me come clean your apartment, Bobby. It needs a really good cleaning. She did offer it one time. But not because she wanted to pay back, because she saw my apartment was a mess. And she says, I'm going to be throwing shit out. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. You're not going to be throwing stuff out, not with my permission. Without my permission. But trust me, if somebody was that kind and caring and giving and generous to me I would feel so much guilt. I would feel guilt for not doing something. If I was reciprocal with my actions, you know, if they did for me for so long and all that stuff, and I just like, wow, they really care for me. Let me wash your truck. You know, let me wash your car. Let me pressure, you know, coat your driveway, or do this or do that. There's so many things that you can physically do. You know, let me give you a pedicure, something. That way, at least I've done something. So at the end, I wouldn't feel like, wow, you know, I've just taken and not ever done nothing. That way I wouldn't feel guilt. But our last meeting that we had, which I'll get into on the final video, and she said to me, and I said that to her, most people would feel guilty about taking. And she said, I don't feel no guilt. Like, she didn't even hesitate. There wasn't even like a thought process where she's like, you know, like without a hesitation, she said, I don't feel no guilt. And I'm like, wow. That's when I started making my TikTok videos, that night. Because that hurt me to the core. That she would think so little of me as to just blurt out, I don't feel guilty about nothing. Shit, you gave it of your own free will. Shit, I took it. Shit, I'm not going to turn it down. I have no conscience. What do I care about you? That's the kind of evil you deal with some people. And they cover it up so well. As I said on my other video, you know, she was okay with our friendship up until January when she wasn't going to get anything. Then I had no use, I had no value anymore. It was easy for her to throw me away. Easy. It was a no-brainer. Shit, I ain't got nothing. There's nothing I'm getting. Shit, I don't need this guy no more. 5 years didn't mean shit to her. All the intimate details, all the talks and all the phone calls and all the video calls, all that stuff just went away because it didn't mean shit to her. At the end of the day, what meant to her was my generosity. And when my generosity stopped, like the faucet turned off, any type of caring or love or respect or anything, well, she never really had any of those things, but it went away. Just simply went away, vanished. You know, they call him a simp. Here, somebody who does something for a woman with nothing in return. I was a simp. In Jamaica, they call them boops. You know, a guy who does everything for a woman and gets no poom-poom. You know, that's a boops. I was definitely a simpy boop. I was a simpy boops. Yeah, that was my bad. And I feel horrible about it now because all of that attention, all that generosity, all that caring, all that love that I bestowed on her could have been to somebody else that really deserved it and not a user. Anyway, that is part 3. I'm going to get on to part 4, but I'm going to go through my text threads with her a little better, find out about what happened in 20 and 21. Sorry, 21 and 22. I lose the time just so much in our threads. So I'll get back to it and I'll make the next video.